Now look, so I was sitting in my bed, scrolling, minding my business, trying to drink my water and stay hydrated. You know what I mean? And I happened to find this viral post that had the headline of Bad Bunny is being sued for $1 million due to his Super Bowl set. And you know, my little nosy self, I said, what's going on here? So basically, what the post is alleging is that there's a 84-year-old man who is a resident of Puerto Rico who is claiming that the stage design that Bad Bunny used for his performance is an unauthorized replica of his actual house. So when I first read that, I said, "Now, sir, is it actually a replica of your house?" Because you guys know I live here in Puerto Rico, and a lot of the houses have a very similar design. You will find that in California. You find that in most states, that you kind of just have a very similar design in a neighborhood. So I'm like, "Sir, is it your house?" But then I see the last photo and I'm like, I don't know. It kind of does look exactly like his house. So I decide to do what little nosy people like myself do, and I wanted to look further into this story and see what it is that was actually going on. But before we get into the rest of the video, let me introduce myself. Hi, my name is Jade, and welcome to our channel, Get Into the Black, where we explore life, business, and culture our way, from Puerto Rico to the world. If you guys don't know, I am an Airbnb host here in Puerto Rico, and I want to set the record straight. We are real Airbnb hosts, meaning we stay grounded in what it is that Airbnb was originally about. It's about connecting with the culture in the space that you're at. So if you're looking to have a culturally enriched vacation, be sure to stay with us. For my kinfolk, you know what to do. Hit that like button like it owes you money, and drop a comment so I know that you're awake. You can literally just say hi. Just say, "Hey girl, how you been doing?" And if you can do so, please hype up this video. That's like a new feature that YouTube has. And I heard that it really does a lot to help boost these videos. So please help us out. All right. With that being said, let's get into this video. So again, you know, I did what I have to do. I've been on my investigator journalism type tip, and I've been trying to look up information about viral stories that I see online. So I saw this one and I was like, I need to get a little bit further. But what I did figure out is that we cannot locate the actual court filings. They're not available online, but this is an actual lawsuit. And there are several news articles that were written about this lawsuit. So I kind of pieced them all together so that you don't have to do that work and you can just watch this video and understand what this lawsuit is all about. So basically, there's a 84-year-old man from Puerto Rico who filed a lawsuit against Bad Bunny. The issue, though, isn't really the Super Bowl. It's about the house, right? It's about the house that was used during the Super Bowl. And according to the reports, the homeowner is saying that his property was used as the inspiration for a short film that was connected to Bad Bunny's project. He claims he believed the agreement was only for the short film. But later, a replica of the house appeared in concert, residency, visuals, and promotional materials. Now, if you're familiar with anything that has been going on with Bad Bunny in this most recent project, you know this casita. So meaning this house had become like a very famous part of his rollout and everything that had to do with his with this album. And this is where some of the problems are starting to arise, because people now are showing up to this house because it's like iconic at this point. People are showing up to this man's house, and they're, for the most part, everyone has been friendly before the lawsuit has happened. Now the older gentleman has made reports that there has been people shooting outside of his house that he feels like as a way to like intimidate him. But the reality is he has already had his privacy infringed upon just by simply having the replica of his house be on all of these materials. Like, you're talking about a album that won the Grammys. He won the Grammys for album of the year for this album, and this casita is associated with it. And this is where it gets really tricky, because someone could simply state that, okay, well, oh man, you received the money, all right? So now that your house is iconic, you just deal with that. But this is the thing. He's saying that he believed that it was only supposed to be used for the short film, but it ended up being used for a lot of other materials. And then there's an extra layer that he's saying that he actually cannot read or write. And that's not just in English, that's in Spanish as well. Meaning this is a 84-year-old illiterate man that feels like Bad Bunny took advantage of him, did not accurately describe what it was that he was agreeing to when he signed those papers. And that's where I started to ask questions about what is the legal responsibility that someone has in Puerto Rico for someone who is illiterate. Like, can that person still sign a contract? And what I found is in Puerto Rico, someone who cannot read or write can still sign a contract. That alone doesn't make the contract invalid, but the law does require consent to be informed. Meaning someone needs to be able to explain this in a way that this old man would understand. But not only do they need to be able to explain it, they also need to have something in place that also protects them from a situation like this that might happen, where he's saying he did not understand what it was that he was agreeing to. And that's the thing. I haven't seen the full contract, so I don't know exactly what it is that is said in the contract or the language that's being used. Like, none of that we know. We also don't know what was explained to him. So right now, everything is really just allegations. There is no proven facts. And this is why I always say, though, that viral posts don't tell you the full story. You have to go do a deep dive and look more into them. And that's why here on my channel, I've been taking these viral topics and posts and really breaking them down so that we can understand them from a culturally conscious viewpoint. And you guys know I'm Black American. That's how I identify, even if you FBAs try to call me a tether, because you know I'm very Pan-African. But that's my biggest flex. My biggest flex is someone calling me an immigrant because I am so Pan-African. Let that be. That's we need to put that on my gravestone. She was Pan-African as fuck. We have to really get into these viral posts because they never really get to the nitty-gritty of anything. It's really just there to capture your curiosity. Because the headline makes it sound like the NFL built a house and now that's the drama over the Super Bowl stage. But the real issue seems to be about consent, scope of use, and whether an elderly homeowner fully understood what rights he was giving away. And that's a very important conversation. What do you guys think? If someone can't read, should there be extra protection in place before contracts are signed? And if so, what should that look like? But I hope regardless of any of this, that Bad Bunny just makes it right with that old man. He's asking for $1 million, and then you did use that house for like everything. Like, bro, give that old man $1 million. If you like this video, you'll be sure to like this one. With that being said, stay beautiful, stay blessed, and stay Black. This is Jade, and you're watching Get Into the Black. Bye-bye.